I just want to follow up to Eric's question. So he asked about whole life plan. But do you think is there any situation where the ILP investment linked plan is a good insurance?
Answer is no lah. I thought for a while. I cannot understand why there's a need for ILP at all. I mean, honestly, 20 over years ago, when ILP started, it was really there to give a chance for tied agents to talk about investments because we had no other product to talk about, right? And back in those days, the capital markets in Singapore was not so advanced. We don't have that many choices of unit trusts. People are not familiar with things such as ETFs. You want to buy an ETF, it's not as easy as it is today. And ILP gave the insurance advisor that permission to talk about investments. But I mean, why? I mean, firstly, ILP can be quite expensive. I know there are cheaper ones, but overall it can be quite expensive. They are usually actively managed funds, which the total expense ratio is quite high. And then why do you want to pay so much? Then tie your hands to that few ILPs and you want to switch free, you can only switch within that insurance company, right? So you buy from AIA, you switch, right? Why? I don't understand.
From that perspective, then actually why did the regulators even allow for such a product to come up to the space itself?
Well, in a way, our regulator plays the supervisory role. Okay, if you go to MAS website, that's what they say, right? They are supervision. Our regulators do not want to intervene with market forces. ILP is not a scam, it's not illegal, right? So they allow it and allow the market forces because you also really do not want our government to really come in and say, yes, you can do this, yes, you can do that. Imagine one day they come in and they say no to ETF. Well, then we're like, why? Right? So, but I don't understand why ILP when you have so many other choices out there that you can choose from. Why go and tie your hands with the ILP from the insurance company?
Yeah, Chris, I just want to know what's the problem with ILP? Because other than fees, we know fee is a big problem. They're charging 100 basis point or even more fee, right? But let's assuming that we have a lower cost version and then we can charge. It's lower. And then more steer towards like a passive investment. Would that actually solve the entire problem? Or is there something else that causing all this problem that's not suitable for the customer?
Yeah, so if I take away the name of ILP, right? At Providend, there are a few criteria before we will use any instrument, right? So first, it must not be forecasting based. Okay, so we don't believe in using fund managers that forecast and second guess the market. And we can talk about that later, right? So if it's an actively managed fund that's trying to outguess the market, that will not pass our criteria because there are enough evidence to show that active managers do not beat the market. And for those that do, they do not do it consistently. Secondly, it must be low cost, right? Because we know cost eats into the returns. Most active managers that try and beat the market cannot be low cost because they have to hire a lot of people to do it. That is why passive or like index can be low cost because you don't really need to hire analysts to try and guess the market. You just copy, right? So that is the second criteria, low cost, right? Cannot try and outguess. The third criteria is that it must be put on a platform whereby we can freely do our rebalancing in a cost-effective way. Otherwise, I cannot manage it. Of course, if you're an individual investor, it may not matter to you so much. But for me, as an advisory firm, I need to be able to rebalance my client's portfolio. And if I cannot rebalance it effectively, then it's a no-go. So if you think about these three, right, then ILP cannot, whatever you call the product, it might not be an ILP. It could be a normal unit trust, but if they do not meet these three criteria, then I will not use it.